Welcome to SVG-TV News for Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. I am Yvette Boynes with the details. Head of the Traffic Department, Assistant Superintendent of Police ASP Parnell Brown, has confirmed that 8 people were injured in a vehicular accident that occurred at Gibson Corner yesterday afternoon. Providing an update on the incident, ASP Brown stated that the vehicle involved veered off the road, struck a utility pole, and subsequently crashed into a nearby building. Traffic officers were immediately dispatched to the scene.
Presently, we are investigating a report of a motor vehicle accident involving motor vehicle H8476, which plied the route Camden Park to Kingston, Kingston to Camden Park. The motor vehicle was being driven by one Keith Joseph, and the owner of that motor vehicle is Mr. Adams of Camden Park. Apparently the motor vehicle was traveling into Kingston, and on reaching Gibson Corner, it collided with a pole. There were 8 occupants of that vehicle, and when the police arrived at the scene, the police met 6 occupants. 2 had already whether fled the scene or gone to seek medical attention or something. But the 6 remaining occupants that the police met there, 5 of them were immediately transported to the Kingston Memorial Hospital, to Milton Keyton Memorial Hospital, to seek medical attention.
ASP Brown revealed that all passengers have since been discharged from the hospital, except for the driver, who remains hospitalized as investigations into the cause of the accident continue.
And the driver, who was stuck in the vehicle, he was trapped in the vehicle, was being assisted. He was being assisted by the fire department. Then he was transported to the Milton Keyton Memorial Hospital to seek medical attention. He's still a patient there, while the other persons who were transported to the hospital have sought medical attention and were discharged. So he's the only occupant that is presently a patient of the Milton Keyton Memorial Hospital. The motor vehicle wasn't extensively damaged, and the driver sustained some injuries to his face, his hands and legs. Investigation is ongoing.
The damaged vehicle was removed from the scene shortly after the accident. The Traffic Department has reported a steady increase in vehicular accidents across the country, an issue ASP Brown describes as worrying, especially in light of ongoing road safety campaigns. According to ASP Brown, close to 1,000 road accidents have been recorded so far this year, approximately 400 more than during the same period last year.
So it is. We have seen quite a big increase in the amount of accident reported to the police, and you have to take into consideration not all the accidents are reported, but just for those that are reported to the police, we almost reach 1,000. So, and that is too many. It's too many accidents. We need to be more wise and prudent while driving on our roads.
In addition, there has been a slight increase in road fatalities, with 2 more deaths being recorded compared to the same time frame in 2024. ASP Brown is urging all road users to play their part in ensuring safer roads and reducing these numbers.
In period last year, we had 5 road fatality for the same period last year. This year we have 7. We have 2 more than last year's figure. So it shows an increase also in the amount of road fatality that we have for the same period last year and compared to this year. We need all hands on deck. We need all hands on deck in terms of, and the change have to begin with you the motorist, you the person who is driving. You have to have a willingness to change and change your attitude towards driving before anything else can change. If you cannot change, the police can do or say whatever they want to say. But the change must begin with you. We need the media, we need the radio stations, we need the newspapers, we need every hands on deck in order to bring about a change here in terms of road safety in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The Traffic Department is currently exploring new strategies to enhance public awareness of road safety nationwide. Unity Labour Party candidate for East Kingston, Luke Brown, has expressed strong confidence that a red wave will sweep through the Kingston constituencies, securing them for the party in the upcoming general elections. He also believes that the ULP will be re-elected with the largest mandate in its history. Speaking on the ULP Speaks radio program last night, Brown used the platform to encourage all Vincentians to get involved in the political process and exercise their democratic rights.
We might not get involved in politics as candidates in elections. We might not serve in the parliament or cabinet. Not every Vincentian would serve in those capacities, but we must do our part. We must play our role, and sometimes playing our role could mean exercising our franchise on election day. Sometimes playing our role could mean participating in the political campaigns. Sometimes playing our role could mean providing support to our candidates in our respective constituencies in one way or another, helping to organize events, volunteering in a political campaign, or working in some other way along those lines. So politics is important, and we must get involved in politics so that we could enjoy the brightest possible future. That is what it boils down to at the end of the day.
Brown further noted that the decisions made by the electorate in successive elections have not only changed the course of the nation's history, but have also helped to steer St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the right direction.
And that is one thing I want to emphasize over the course of this campaign. Emphasize the fact that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we are currently moving in the right direction. And since we are moving in the right direction, it is inappropriate for us to consider even for a second or a split second changing course. When you're moving in the right direction, you're not going to change course. You're not going to change course just for the sake of changing course. And you're not going to change course when changing the course of our country and changing the trajectory of our country will mean that we are going to usher or going to give a chance to political organization in this country that is going to come and implement policies which we could already see, according to the signals that they have sent, will put pressure on the poor people of this country. We're not going to change course, and we're not going to play with our future. I am very sure that the people of this country will continue moving in the right direction with the Unity Labour Party, and they will appropriately, when the elections are called, whatever day they are called, whenever they are called, hit the NDP for 6. Right?
The ULP candidate reiterated that the country is moving in the right direction and should not change course.
See what changing course will mean for this country. I was visiting with a lady from the community of Dorchester Hill over the weekend, and she said that, people sometimes just talk about this idea of change, but she just typically asks them, change for what? If you have something good going on, change for what? There's a popular saying as well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And certainly in this case, in respect of the administration of the affairs of the state of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it ain't broke. There's no reason to fix it. So let us continue to move in the right direction that will take us to the promised land of development.
Brown, who is contesting the East Kingston seat for the 4th time, is seeking to unseat the incumbent MP Fitzgerald Bramble of the opposition New Democratic Party. The opposition New Democratic Party candidate for South Windward, Andrew John, said plans are underway to develop the community of Victoria Village as part of a broader strategy to uplift the South Windward constituency under an NDP government. Speaking at a village meeting over the weekend, John noted that residents feel neglected with limited development taking place in recent years. He identified key priority areas, including the construction of a hard court and increased support for farmers.
Now, in Victoria Village, we have not had even as much as a hard court for our young people to play. And I came here and I spoke to the young people and they said they want a hard court, and I have already identified the land in Victoria Village to put a hard court for our children. And that is no joke. That is not idle talk. When you elect Andrew John, we are talking about building communities, building our people up. Victoria Village is, as we know, is an agricultural-based place. Yet, the few roads we have lead into our lands, even the main road, one of the guys who came up here tonight told me, boy, I can't believe the road's so bad coming up there. Terrible! It is an evidence of the neglect of the ULP. So we will fix these roads so that you could bring your cassavas from wherever you plant them and bring them to a central place where we are planning to have a proper factory to process your cassavas. And I know you love cassavas up here.
John, an educator, also emphasized that education is paramount for the progress of the community. He highlighted the need to furnish schools adequately and to equip teachers with the necessary tools to deliver quality education.
We are going to ensure that our schools are properly staffed, that the basic supplies in the school needed for children to learn are provided under an NDP government. No longer you are going to tell the teachers that you don't have food stuff, you don't have chalk, you don't have basic supplies. And then at the end of 5 years, you come and you say you're going to bring laptop for the children. I would be ashamed to go around with those laptops now to say I'm going to give them to somebody. You must put a program in place that is strong and sustainable. Not something every 5 years or every 10 years you come around and it cannot work. It's another way in which we tell our people we know how to turn them wrong. We know how to fool them. So education will be a major trust of Andrew John in South Windward. And I want you to remember that.
Turning to the economy, John stated that creating a thriving business environment is essential. He said an NDP-led government would make funding available to support small businesses and entrepreneurs in the community.
Chasing them all along, breaking down their stalls, throwing away their goods, destroying the... You know, I had a case in Argyle where I had to come and stand with the people there in order for them to sell. We have to ensure that we allow our business people to do business. The thing must be structured. I'm not saying that we're going to just allow people to just do it. Structure the thing and help the people to organize so that they can make a living. A lot of these things are people sending their children to school, you know. People are sending their children to school. And so when I hear the NDP say that they are going to invest in a development bank where you, as an ordinary man and woman, can go and get money to set up a small business, I feel happy. And I am happy that I'm part of that.
John also pointed to the urgent need for road repairs not just in Victoria Village, but throughout the entire South Windward constituency. John will be facing off with the ULP's Rodden John in the upcoming general elections, widely expected later this year. More than 80 Vincentians are expected to participate in the 2025 Caribbean Festival of Arts, Carifesta 15, which will be held in Barbados from August 22nd to 31st under the theme Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence. The Vincentian delegation, the largest ever to represent St. Vincent and the Grenadines at a Carifesta, includes a diverse group of creatives ranging from dancers, poets, actors, actresses, filmmakers and drummers to other performing and visual artists. A core group, including Artistic Director Rodney Small, Manager of the Contingent Ricardo Adams, and Director of Culture Maxine Brown, departed St. Vincent today to make preparations ahead of the delegation's full arrival. The rest of the performers are expected to travel to Barbados on Thursday, August 21st and Friday, August 22nd. Carifesta, a biennial multicultural festival organized by the Caribbean community CARICOM, serves as the region's premier celebration of Caribbean arts and culture. It brings together artists and cultural practitioners from across the region and the diaspora for 10 days of performances, exhibitions, workshops, and networking events. St. Vincent and the Grenadines' strong presence at this year's event highlights the country's continued commitment to promoting regional integration through culture and to showcasing its artistic talent on the international stage. The Chateaubelair to Kingstown Circuit of the Methodist Church recently hosted its 7th annual scholarship distribution ceremony at the Methodist Church Hall in Kingstown. The scholarship, established in 2021, aims to support needy students within the Methodist Church in their pursuit of higher education. The event featured remarks of encouragement and inspiration from church leaders and committee members. Superintendent Minister for the Kingston Chateaubelair Circuit, Reverend Delaney Filbert, reminded those in attendance that the initiative is not about buying membership, but rather about serving God and building community. He urged parents and guardians to ensure their children make the most of the opportunity.
I also will want to ask the parents and guardians to ensure that the charges, the boys and girls who are being helped by scholarship or bursaries, not only this year, but in continuing years, will appreciate the effort of the church and that they will use their time wisely, not wasting their time or wasting the money that is given to assist them. The truth is, opportunity, which is what we have and which the students have in going through this 5-year cycle in secondary school and even the higher education in other years, the opportunity is like a bald-headed man, as I would say, with just a patch of hair to the front. When the opportunity is before you, you better grasp the hair. For when the opportunity turns its back, there's nothing to hold on to. And therefore, these students need to understand that their schoolwork in this very critical period is very important. For if they waste their time, if they get into undesirable behavior, if they end up doing things that will put them breaking the law of the land, then they go down a road of destruction. And while I believe in a God who saves us, or who seeks to save us even when we have messed up our lives, it is better not to mess it up.
Secretary of the Scholarship Committee, Javina Phils, emphasized that everyone has a role to play in the success of the students.
Each of us have a responsibility. Just as the Methodist Church has taken the responsibility of assisting you financially, there is a responsibility that the parents have. And that simple responsibility is to continue to be parents. A lot of the times our children go out, and as they mature, they become less dependent on us, and they think that they are big. But we know that they're not big. We know that they're not mature to handle all the things that would be thrown at them. Parents, you have to continue to be parents. You would get resistance, but you have to be the one to ensure that they are, like, obedient is one thing, but apart from that, to hold them accountable. Now, you can't have someone assisting you and you're not doing your part. So the parents also have a responsibility to the church to reach out to us, to tell us if they're having problems, and to also be accountable to us for the funds that we are giving out, and to have the children accountable for doing their work, making sure that they do their homework, and etc. But that brings me to the responsibility of the child, the student. Student, your parents, your guardians, and the church is assisting you financially and otherwise. Your responsibility, first and foremost, is to go to school with the right attitude. Now, you know, there's a saying that says, your altitude determines your attitude, or something to that. Attitude determines your altitude. That means depending on the way you view life, the way you respond to your elders, and your attitude generally, it can tell us where you are going.
Circuit Steward Delia and Howard Lewis thanked all contributors and shared words of encouragement with both students and parents as they embark on a new chapter.
I also want to thank the parents for being diligent, and I just want to continue to encourage you to work with your children, be there with them, be steadfast, don't give up easily, pray for them, pray over them, encourage them to come to church and to be steadfast in the Word of God, because it's the only way. It's the lamp unto your feet and the light unto your path. The children, we pray for you and we wish you well in your educational career, and make good use of this support that is being provided to you.
The University of the West Indies, the UWI Global Campus, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in collaboration with the Friends of Oscar Allen, will host the annual Oscar Allen Memorial Emancipation Lecture tomorrow, Thursday, August 21st, 2025, at 6 p.m. at the UWI Global Campus in St. Vincent. This year's lecture will be delivered by Dr. Andrea Vera, a Vincentian lecturer in teacher education at the UWI Five Islands campus in Antigua. She will speak on the topic, From Plantation to Plate, Food Sovereignty as True Emancipation. The lecture will explore the legacy of historical food injustices, modern dependency on imported food systems, and the vision for resilient, self-reliant food sovereignty in the Caribbean. Dr. Vera brings over 15 years of experience in education and agricultural development across the region. Her work spans teacher education, adult education for farmers, and agricultural research. Her areas of expertise include agroecology, biodiversity, and the use of technology in both education and agriculture. To complement the lecture, a special exhibition will also be held beginning at 3 p.m. tomorrow at the UWI Global Campus SVG. The exhibition will highlight themes related to emancipation, food justice, and Caribbean sustainability. The public is invited to attend and engage in this timely and thought-provoking event.